goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, it's great to be back in your lives, people. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 370. Today is February the 28th, 2024. I am your host, D-Rock, and joining me, as always, is our NBA guru, my partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. E, how are we doing today, kid?
Dill, it was a great day, to be honest. You know, a little rainy, but Dill, we ended up touching damn near 60 degrees, so I'll take it. Take it, Dill. We got a loaded show for you guys. My man Cam was out here ducking and diving, so let's talk about it, Dill.
Yeah, we got a great episode. Weather, besides the rain, it has been feeling a lot warmer. The, what is it? The groundhog or whatever? He actually was right. He was right. Yeah. But yeah, loaded show, like E said. And we'll start there. Cam Newton getting jumped on his own 7-on-7 football camp. And to be honest, he held his own. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 guys that tried to jump him. The hat didn't move. I mean, that was the number one thing. Like, he's a specimen of a human being. Like, one, I don't know why you would want to ever attack Cam Newton. He's a beast. They didn't touch his hat. The hat has bobby pins on it. Like, fuck all that standing on 10 toes. My man didn't get his hat touched at all. Came out unfazed. And yeah, I think Cam Newton won.
Yeah, Dill. You know, he unfortunately ended up losing the game, the 7-on-7, because the other coaches, the other team won the game. But Dill, my man Cam just took on, 1-on-3, 1-on-4 light. Light. So I don't know why. Like you said, at the end of the day, Cam Newton, he's what? I'm gonna say 6'4", 6'5", 250-ish. 240, shit, maybe 260. He hasn't been in the league in over, a year.
6'6", 250.
I'm gonna give him 260. Give him 260. He's been out the league for 2 years. I'm gonna say 2. And there's one thing about Cam. I guarantee he still works out because he's NFL ready. Yeah. If it was up to Cam, he would have played last season. So he's still in top tier NFL pro ready shape. So it's just, I don't know why, as like a coach or a man, you think you'll have success going against Cam Newton. It was 6'6", 250, 260. Like, you saw it in the video, Dill. They couldn't even really get close. And then it looked like Cam was trying to fight back. He was just holding them, like, as far as he can. Like,
There were 6 of them. I'm watching the video as we're talking. He handled all 6 of them, never fell. Like, y'all gotta stop letting these internet narrative people like boost their heads. Like, football players are different breeds. They're used to going up against 300 plus dudes. Like, a couple guys that are a $150, $140 are not gonna do anything against Cam Newton. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, and I agree. He is NFL ready. And to go off on a little thing, there's not 32 quarterbacks that are better than him. I'll die on that hill. He should be a starter in this league.
Put it this, he definitely deserves to be in the NFL. I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, he looked unfazed. I thought it was amazing. It's unfortunate. Apparently, the real story was he was trying to break up a fight, and then the other team didn't like how he stepped in and put his hands on, I guess, on the players or the young guys, and then that's when his boys jumped him. But yeah, Cam's out there, unfazed, not touched, face is clean, and went back to his camp. I mean, it was just a fucking crazy scene how people tried to jump in NFL, man. I mean, would you ever jump Cam Newton? Even if he touched your boy, and you always got your boys back, you would think twice at touching Cam.
Cam Newton that's a man. That's a big dude right there. I'm not gonna try to mess with Cam Newton, especially Cam Newton. If you tell me another dude that's like his size, cool, I'm gonna try it. But Cam Newton himself, bro, he's ready. It's Cam Newton.
We'll stay on the NFL topic. The combine is coming on this week. We got linemen going out and running. A lot of people, like top 10 people in the draft going, they probably won't compete in the combine. But that's kind of known. That usually happens around the combine. They'll usually throw or run during their pro day. So yeah, we got the combine coming up, and this is the time when, people are starting to franchise tag players. Players are starting to get cut, getting permission to seek trade. So we'll start with my team, the Jets. Joe Douglas, they've given Zach Wilson permission to seek a trade. No surprise there. I mean, we even have an interview set up with Caleb Williams. I doubt he drops to number 10 or we move up, but it's just even in the thought process of the Jets even drafting a backup. They have no plans for him. One team that Ian Rappaport said, watch out for the Rams and Sean McVay. They might have some plans in getting, and they said Zach Wilson could go for like a 4th rounder, which shit, I'll take it at this fucking point. I mean, I was thinking like a 6, but if the Rams want to give us a 4th, I'll take it.
Still, in that scenario, I'm waiting to draft day. I'm waiting for the 2nd or 3rd day, and I'm going to just swing out there and try to land them for a 5th or a 6th. Still, at the end of the day, Zach Wilson, I'm going to say this. He has potential. Is he going to be,
That's nice to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because still, we saw moments in games where he looked pretty good. But it was a lot of moments where he did it. So, at the end of the day, I feel like under Sean McVay, in the right situation, can he win you a game or two when Matt Stafford is out? Yeah, absolutely. Like we saw like Baker Mayfield a year or 2 years ago when he came in and had that huge game late in the season for the Rams. So I see something like that. At the end of the day, Zach Wilson, if you put him around talent, at least better talent than he had with the Jets, I think he'll be okay. Is he a starting quarterback? Yeah. Is he going to lead you to a division title? Super Bowl? Absolutely not. But can he, be a solid backup? I think so.
There are only like a few teams I feel like that need legit backups, like maybe Arizona, who's going to back up Kyler Murray. Atlanta needs a quarterback in general.
Atlanta needs a starter, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I know the Rams, that was one of the teams that was linked up to Zach Wilson, but I'm just looking at around the teams, like maybe Minnesota, maybe we don't know the status of Kirk Cousins. He might get traded. Who the hell knows?
It's a free agent. He's a free agent, though.
He could go anywhere. So they don't even know.
And, you threw Minnesota out there. I think that's kind of tough just because, in division wise with Chicago. So I think that would be, that's kind of hard, because, Justin Fields right now, he's kind of the one that's still on a rookie deal and he's available. Because, Chicago came out and said, we're going to see our options. So,
yeah,
I at the end of the day, Dill, if you're telling me it's between, to land a trade before the draft, if it's a quarterback out there to at least let go a draft pick, it's Justin Fields.
Yeah, and speaking of Minnesota, a lot of rumors. I don't know if you've heard of any of them this week, but there's been a lot of buzz with, the possibility of maybe Justin Jefferson being open to a trade. And I guess the first time I saw that, I was like, wait, what? Like, he's the best receiver by far in the league.
Think about it, Dill. He had Kirk Cousins. This is his rookie year. Yeah. He had Kirk Cousins. He saw what it was with, what's his name? Nick Mullins. And what was the other guy? Hall? No, not Hall. Yeah, Hall?
Yeah. Taylor Hall or whatever his name is.
That's a fireable offense, whoever let him start that game. Fireable offense. Still, at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson, he saw how life was with Kirk Cousins for a couple of years, and especially a couple games this season. And then he saw how life was with, I'm going to just say, a below-average quarterback. That's what I'm going to say.
That's fair.
You have a top 15 quarterback in Kirk Cousins, and then he saw what he was able to do. He knows if Kirk Cousins not return, which it seems like that's going that way.
Jaron Hall.
Yeah, I knew it was Hall. If Justin Jefferson feels like Kirk Cousins won't be returning to Minnesota, and he knows, one, it looks like I won't be able to win here short term or long term because we need a quarterback, and I won't really be able to, reach my potential as a, superstar wide receiver and have these Hall of Fame numbers with just a mediocre quarterback. Think about it, Dale. If you say the Minnesota Vikings are going to move forward next year with a rookie quarterback, Nick Mullins or Hall, Justin Jefferson's looking like, bro, what are we doing?
Remember, they even brought in Josh Dobbs. There was 4 quarterbacks.
They go Josh Dobbs as well, and Josh Dobbs even fell off a little bit as well. He ended up getting benched. So at the end of the day, if I'm Justin Jefferson, I understand he's not. I'm not gonna call him a D, but we know wide receivers tend to be divas. All I'm saying is you got yourself a true number 1 wide receiver, arguably the best wide receiver in football. You got to get him a quarterback. You got to keep him happy. You just can't let a guy walk off the field like that. And, like you said, he might demand a trade deal. I'll tell you right now, Justin Jefferson might demand 2 first-round picks. He's still, 25?
I think he's younger than that. I don't know. Real quick, I'm looking it up. Justin Jefferson age. He's 24. He'll be 25 in June.
So 25 coming up to the next season. I think he goes to 2 first-round picks.
And I think that's very generous. Like, I think they might want more, actually. And, the reason I brought that up was because I get it from his standpoint. Yes, I agree. At a certain point,
he's not about to waste his career.
Yeah, his career, and they've exhausted so many options. You just outlined 4 quarterbacks that he had this year. And granted, they might not have been the best, but we have seen a full year with Kirk Cousins and how good he can be. There are rumors they are sitting at 11th in the draft come April. There are rumors that they might go get Michael Penix Jr. I like that, but he is a lefty. He's kind of old coming into the league. I don't know how that will work.
But does Justin Jefferson want to sit back and go through a rebuild? Or he wants to, I'm in my prime. I want to win in my prime.
Well, the Vikings GM has come out today. The reason I brought this up, he's come out and said that, Justin Jefferson has not been something that has crossed my mind once. So,
you don't want a guy like that to walk up. You don't want a guy like that to leave your building. Absolutely not, Dill. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a long-term solution at the quarterback position, what I'm doing wasting my time here, why would I go through a rebuild? I'm in the prime of my career.
We growing up, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when we were growing up, I never saw players demand trades, or I guess kind of force their way out. But now being a little older and more in depth into the league, we see this every year. Players are sick and tired of, being in a real build or trusting the process, quote unquote, and they demand their way out. I don't know if I necessarily like it or not. What are your feelings on, a player like, especially Justin Jefferson caliber? Like, this isn't just like an average wide receiver. He's arguably, if not the best receiver in the league. We kind of seen it more recently, with like Antonio Brown, something like that, but I'm free.
Yeah. But realistically, we don't see it as common in the NFL than we do like in the NBA. Ever since James Harden starting it and whatnot, players just demanding trades to get traded. They find a way to get traded. And the NFL, teams usually, either buy you out, bench you, and they end up getting traded. But it doesn't come as easy as it does in the NBA. So we're starting to see it. But at the end of the day, like you said, the Vikings GM didn't even cross his mind. No matter what,
it shouldn't.
And one thing about the NFL is,
it's fucking Justin Jefferson. What are we talking about?
The money in the NBA is fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's fully the NFL, you don't show up to training camp, you're not getting paid. You don't show up to mini camp, you're not getting paid. So they could be like, we could care less. Look at Le'Veon Bell. He forfeited a whole year. He didn't get paid. Yeah. He actually got fined. He lost money. So this is not the NBA, where we saw James Harden get fined by Houston and whatnot, and Ben Simmons by the 76ers. But at the end of the day, the money in the NBA is much different than the NFL. When a guy 100%. In the NFL misses a couple games, he go feel that. Feel that. NBA player go be like, I made $40 million last year. NFL player didn't make $48 million last year.
No. Which is crazy, because I feel like the money that the NFL brings in should be giving these players a little more pieces of the puzzle.
It's at the end of the day, you got a 56-man roster. You got a 12, 15-man roster.
Yeah, so. I get it. Let's continue. Bucks, they've released pass rusher Shaquille Barrett. In 5 years in Tampa, he won a ring. He has 45 sacks, 15 forced fumbles, and they clear up $15 million. I mean, he's going to go and find a team, or a team's going to go and sign him. The guy still has plenty enough in the tank, Shaquille Barrett, and he's a good pass rusher.
Yeah, Dill, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I have a good feeling he's going to team up with Von Miller up in Buffalo, Dill, for a good deal. Him and Von, good veterans. Remember, was it Shaquille Barrett? Was it Shaq Barrett? Yeah, was it Shaq Barrett in Denver that year they won the Super Bowl? Was it Shaquille Barrett?
No, it's a different Shaquille. That's Shaq Barrett, and this is like Shaquille.
Yeah. But I have a feeling, man, somewhere he's going to land is a team like Buffalo, a veteran defensive, a team that needs to stay healthy. Remember, he came off the season last year healthy. The year before that, he had an injury. Still, I just feel like he's going to go somewhere where he's capable of winning, gets pretty good money, and he's going to be, playing down, at least 2-3 downs of possession. Because at the end of the day, he wants to be on the field. Honestly, he's a little up there in age, but at the end of the day, like you said, he still got plenty of juice in the tank, and I still think he could play at a Pro Bowl level. So, and I just don't see him going to like Arizona. He's definitely going to try to land on a championship contending team.
Yeah, I mean, this is his 10th season. He's been in the league since 2015. You're right. He played last 5 years. He played in Tampa, and then he's also played in Denver as well.
Yeah, he was on that Super Bowl team. He was going crazy. Yeah, with Von.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at the numbers right now. Yeah. Maybe that's and he's only 31 years old. I mean,
I'm telling you, he's going to team back up with Von Miller, man.
But my question now, and I like it. I like the call out. But does Buffalo really need defense?
At the end, they deal when they were riddled with injuries last season. That's what they.
Von Miller, no disrespect. I love Von Miller, first ballot Hall of Famer.
They need to work something out. They need to work something out. They need to.
He's getting overpaid. He's getting. I mean, he was non-existent last year. And granted, coming off an injury, I'll give him a pass. But this year, we need to hear his.
We need 10+ sacks.
There have been games, Elvis, and correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm just watching something different, but there have been games where I was watching Buffalo and I never even heard Von Miller's name being brought up.
Even in the game against Kansas City, Dale, remember that game, 0 sacks by the Buffalo's defense. That's the game. That's the game you pay Von Miller to show up and cause havoc. That's the game where you need Von Miller, like a Super Bowl game, 2.5 sacks, forced fumble. That's a game where Von Miller needs to call complete havoc, and he just didn't show up. There, no pressures, not 1 sack. I don't even think he had a tackle in that game. So, definitely need work something out structurally on his deal. Maybe you add a deal, you free up at least 10-15 million. Hey, that lands you Shaq Barrett. I guarantee Shaq Barrett goes there, 2-3 years, 10-15 mil a pop.
Von Miller, 3 combined tackles, 1 assist, 0 sacks last season.
Yeah, they got to work something.
That's just unacceptable.
He's finessing Buffalo. That's finessing right there.
But I will say it's
in broad daylight.
I will say it's earned. Like his history, what he's done in the league. He's a Super Bowl winning champion. He's MVP. Earned that much. Exactly. He's earned that. Granted, I don't think he deserves it now, but yeah, that's crazy. I had to look at the numbers.
I hold you. Whoever gave him that contract, fireball fence.
We got running back news. Both the Raiders and Giants have come out and said they're not going to use their franchise tag on Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley. The teams have come out and said they want to re-sign both of these backs, but they're not going to use the tag. They're going to use it for a different position. One, are you surprised? Because 2, we went through this problem last year where they tried to work a deal done and they just couldn't come to terms on both players, where they just basically signed a 1-year deal and was just like, fuck it, I'll play for the year. But why go through this again, especially on the Saquon Barkley side? Because I think he is much more valuable to the Giants than Josh Jacobs.
So I'll tell you right now, Saquon Barkley will no longer be a New York Giant. I'll tell you that right now. I
really?
I think he's moving on there. He's going to go somewhere who's going to not try to haggle with him. At the end, it feels like the Giants don't appreciate Saquon. I understand he took him, top 5 overall, I think 4th overall, and he didn't really live up to expectations, but he's still a top 10 running back. He still came off the field healthy. At times, he's a top 5 running back. He could catch it as good as he could run it from the backfield deal. So I like Saquon, but I think his days in New York are done. And then with Josh Jacobs, I think Josh Jacobs finds himself to stay in Las Vegas. I know Antonio Pierce, he speaks highly of him. He likes him. He wants him to return. I think he finds a way to get the deal done. I think Josh Jacobs signs, I'm going to say deal respectfully, I'm going to say a 3-year deal at $28 million, a little under $30 million, a little under $10 million a year. So around like $9 million ish dollars a year deal. I think that's how you get it done. At least a long-term deal. He might be able to get a short-term deal done for a little more money deal. But if I'm Josh Jacobs, I'm trying to do at least a 3-year plus and get as much money as I can.
Yeah, I think one of them does get re-signed. It'd be insane if the Giants can't re-sign Saquon. You literally got to give him anything. I don't either, because I feel like Saquon at this point is feeling disrespected. He wanted the money last year. They winded up paying Daniel Jones. And there are teams out there that need running backs. I mean, Baltimore.
Yeah, the running back market is the biggest we've seen in years.
But someone will pay Saquon, like you said. When healthy, he's a top 5 running back.
No, absolutely, but I can make the case. We have multiple top 5 running backs available right now. We got Saquon, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, J.K. Dobbins. Hopefully he's coming back healthy. But there's a lot of running backs on the open market right now, and we got to see.
So do you envision at least some of them taking a pay cut?
All of them might have to take a pay cut.
Wow.
That's my thing. Which team is gonna set the market? Because nobody's gonna get CMC money, and nobody's gonna get what Jerry Jones gives Zeke Elliott a couple years ago. So, which one is it? Derrick Henry, who's over 30 years old? Is it gonna be Saquon? Is it gonna be Josh Jacobs? Which one of these is it gonna be Tony Pollard? Which one of these running backs will get a long-term deal? Who's gonna basically reset the market? Yeah. I think it's gonna be Josh Jacobs. I think he gets anywhere from 3 years to $24 to $28 million. And I think that will be the market, $8 to $10 million for a running back. Because I think CMC gets like 14.
Yeah, 14 and a half, 14.25 or something like that. And but he's worth it. He's the best running back in the league.
None of these dudes are CMC.
Yeah, and I think that's the worry. And I think, like you said, teams are waiting for that first team to have the domino effect and be like, okay, now we could go off of what this team is making.
And that's the thing, Dill. Maybe a running back, maybe not just one, maybe multiple running backs are sitting there like, we're trying to reset the market. The wide receiver market went up 30 million. Quarterback is going up 50, 60 million. Running back, if CMC getting 14 and a half, somebody needs to set it at 15.
All those running backs that you mentioned need to get 10 plus a year. They have to. I'm looking at contracts from last year that running backs got offered. Miles Sanders got a 4-year, $25.4 million. He's getting $6.5 million to be benched by Chuba Hubbard. I mean, that's a team off the rip that could use a running back. The Chicago Bears. You mentioned Tony Pollard. They're not going to use the franchise tag again on him. He's probably, after the year he had.
Austin Eckler. He's a
I'd be surprised if Austin Eckler's in a Charger uniform as well. I was going to say the Rams, but Kieran Williams actually...
Yeah, he's a dog.
He developed into a really good... Minnesota, they ranked 28th in rushing. They suck. Philadelphia Eagles, they got hurt from DeAndre Swift and Miles Sanders leaving. Tampa Bay's been another team that needs... I know
Rashad White.
He only averaged 3.3 carries this season. Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry's going to be a free agent. He's not going to be back there. There's a new regime in Tennessee. I think a lot of these running backs that we mentioned, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler, they're all going to be on new teams. That's my bold take. I think everyone, unless I'm the Giants, like that's the one guy I would love to have is Saquon, because he's a home run hitter. He's everything you want.
My favorite running backs in the open market, Saquon, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, in order. And Austin Eckler is a close third, just because
Austin Eckler's cool.
Yeah, he could catch it as well. He could run it. Yeah. He's a dual threat. But I like Josh Jacobs as well. It's just a great class of free agent running backs. It's just a damn shame they're just being undervalued.
Yeah, very undervalued right now. But we'll see. We're about how many days? 57 days away from the NFL draft. Days are just ticking by. I cannot wait for that. But let's shift over on to hot topic in college and I guess the NBA. We really don't see it in the NBA, but college storming the court over the weekend. Wake Forest, big win at home against the Dukies. Big win. And then, they stormed the court. Apparently, Duke center Kyle Filipowski, really good center in the league. He got hurt. There was a little thing, I'm all for historic storming. It's not going to stop all these like old heads and all these old people that want court storming to stop. And it's for player safety. That's college basketball. Have you not watched? It's about storming involving the crowd. Literally Duke's, gym, you could touch the players. Literally, you could touch them. So I don't know. It's not going to go away. Will it stop? I don't think so. And how are you going to enforce it to stop anyway? I think it's ridiculous. And also, it's unfortunate that allegedly he got injured, but 3 days after trying to, get court storming banned, because Duke came out and said, oh, we have to worry about our players after, getting one of our guys getting hurt. He went from hurting his ankle to his knee to no testing to just a little bit of soreness. I mean, what are we doing, boys? What are we doing? And I'm a Duke fan. I support the Dukies, but this is a weak takey.
Dill, great take. I'm gonna just say that. Dill, my number one suggestion / answer to resolve this issue: don't get fucking upset. Don't lose. You're the favorite for the reason. Yeah. Don't lose. Why you're losing? Second of all, why suddenly players are getting ran into the court? From my opinion, from my bird's eye view, the players are running into the kids.
Yeah.
That's what, bro, Dale, I've seen so many growing up times when students rush the courts, fans rush the courts, players are bopping and weaving. They're getting out the way. They're running towards the tunnel. They know the drill. They know how to avoid what's going on. I don't know why some of these players are purposely trying to draw contact like that's going to do anything. Why are you going to put yourself in more harm's way? What? Just to end up on ESPN? To get a story or two? Like, this was never an issue. Not, like, growing up, I never witnessed or seen or heard, oh, such and such power forward from Notre Dame got hurt. No, we don't hear such a thing, Dill. So I know what happened with Caitlin Clark earlier this season. Yeah. That one looked like she purposely did it, in my opinion. No disrespect Caitlin Clark, but it looked to me like you made yourself hittable. That's what I'm gonna say. And then with this kid as well, Dill, like, there's no reason why this is even up for discussion. This will make college basketball great. I guarantee you right now, if you say kids can't storm the court, what's the point of even showing up against when you're a big, heavy underdog at home? What's the point of showing up?
Players shouldn't go into the stands and like in the NBA, no one's doubting that. I have a solution. Now, we're all for player safety, right? What if we allow, or what if the students take it upon themselves? If me, you, just say we go to a Big East game, right? Villanova, Georgetown, and Georgetown upsets them. Everyone storms the court. Let's have these people punch the fans in the face. If you want to oppose your physical behavior and storm and push someone, they have the right to defend themselves.
Yeah, but then
I'm not joking. I'm dead serious too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Till a brawl will break out, and then players will really get hurt.
But they would think twice before storming again.
Still, half those kids don't give a fuck. You know it. I know it. Come on now, Del. Come on.
And I feel like if they could have done that, And I don't think anybody would criticize it. I don't think no action would be taken either. Do you think so? Like if Kyle Filipowski or whoever.
Still, if at the end of the day, this is an athlete, damn near professional athlete with strength/skills that an average person doesn't have. Type of quickness the average person doesn't have. Still, that's a damn near professional athlete. He can't hurt like Cam Newton. Like it's the whole kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Cam is a professional athlete with quickness and strength that a normal human being doesn't possess. That kid possesses a strength and quickness that a regular college student doesn't possess. Still, he could honestly hurt. Not to sound like a Karen, but that's not the solution. Though that's not the solution. At the end of the day, if you don't want dudes built like Cam beating up a 5'8", 140 college student who's off like 3-4 logos.
It's getting to a point, just like remember a few years ago in Utah, or when Russell Westbrook was getting into it with some fans. You know, there needs to be some.
No, I agree with that, Dill. But we're talking about storming the court.
I know.
We're not talking about fans saying this. He said that. We're talking about player and fans running into each other at the end of the game.
How about this? If everyone is so up in arms and the university, because it happened on Wake Forest's court because they were home, they upset the away team.
Damn right.
My thing is if because Wake Forest has come out and said, oh, you know, we apologize to Philip Karapowski and whatnot. My thing is, if you were actually sorry or you didn't want this to happen, what about hiring better security? Or to your point, don't lose.
Simple. Don't lose.
That's the simplest thing. Don't lose. And I've heard that over and over. And it happened over the weekend. I know we don't record on Monday or Tuesday, so that's why we're talking about it now. But people are still talking about this. I can't believe it, E.
Yeah, at the end of the day, to me, no issue, no harm.
Yeah.
Well, little harm, no foul. At the end of the day, it's fair play.
No pun intended.
You got a problem with it, don't lose. Simple.
Don't lose. Simple. Yeah. Can't wait to get into it. We got NBA plays. We got the AL East. We are a month away from the MLB season. Before we get into our plays for today, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We favor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching NBA on this beautiful Wednesday night, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with our Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. We got a small slate on. First of all, I have to ask. People have been wondering. I need an explanation. What happened last night? You guys got kind of boat raced. What? People have been asking. I'm not asking. People have been wanting to know, not me.
Well, first of all, though, shout out to our good friend Curtis. You know, he be listening to this show. So thank you, Curtis, for tuning in. I know you're going to enjoy this few minutes of this segment. Still, to be honest, you know, my boy Ben 10 wasn't in the game, so he wasn't able to, you know, buckle down defensively. Now, all seriousness, though, we're just not a good team. You know, at the end, even me as a fan, I threw in the towel. You know, my playing hopes are done. Even if we do make the play, and I doubt it because Atlanta's looking a little better. I just don't see it there. And at the end, they give Magic credit. And they said did it without Paulo or whatever. That was the impressive part. The fact that they was able to just, you know, like you said, bow houses without, you know, basically the best player. That's the impressive part. So as a Nets fan, this is just bad times. You know, at the end, we had just 2 years ago, we had Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant. Now we got Malik Bridges, he's solid, Dill, but he's fading. My boy Cam Thomas, he could develop to something really nice. He just got to get a little more mature, wiser. Ben Simmons can't stay on the court. Nick Claxton, I like him, Dill. It's just I feel like we need a coach who's been there and done that. And I just feel like we need to trade some of our depth to land a superstar. Or, at least an all-star player.
Yeah, because they did say they're going to surround in the offseason and try to build the new franchise, the new Brooklyn Nets around Mikal Bridges. I mean, he is your best player. Nick Claxton is also a very good piece as well.
You're giving Thomas one of the best scorers in the NBA.
Yeah. You're giving up on the play, and you're only 4 games behind the 10th seed Atlanta Hawks.
Still, it's not about giving up. It's just what my eyes want to go through, what my heart wants to go through for what? Why do I need to put myself through more pain? Why not just settle out and we just restart, regroup, come, September, October, Dill? There's no need for me as a fan to suffer through another play-in. I went to the play-in a couple of years ago against the Cavaliers, Dill. My boy Dubas, shout out Dubas, by the way. I don't want me and us to go through that. At the end of the day, the Knicks are looking good. The Knicks are in the playoffs. They're looking good. Let the Knicks have some enjoyment in the playoffs. Though the Nets could just fade away, though, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
You're okay. All right. Well, then let's get into it. Hopefully, you will have better luck, or we will have better luck with our picks today. 6 games on the slate. Got a good one I know it's Crypto Arena right now, but the Staples Center, we got a big matchup between the Clippers and the Lakers tonight. What do you like on the slate?
Dill, on the slate, it started 7:30 start. The line don't make sense to me. New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Indianapolis Pacers. Pacers laying 7. Dill, give me the +7 with the Pelicans. I even
Sneaky good.
Yeah, I even like Brandon Ingram over 21.5. They'll simply, I don't think there's anybody in the end that can guard him. Zion, is always a make or miss, but I feel like BI and company can have a great night. Give me the Pelicans +7, and I think even at +220 on the money line, I think they're live dogs, but 7 points is too much in my opinion. Let's start off. Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Chicago Bulls. We saw what happened last night. Max Strus hit a 60-footer, 50-something footer game winner against the Dallas Mavericks in Cleveland. They going back to Chicago tonight, and I think the magic kind of wears off. They hit a crazy shot last night. They probably celebrated, had a good time. I don't think that carries over to tonight. Give me the Bulls +5.5. I'm surprised I'm even saying that, but wow. I think Cleveland take care of business, but don't cover the spread just because the exciting moments from last night. I might regret it, people, but we'll see. And then, like you said, marquee matchup of today. Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. Over under sitting at 234. They'll give me the Clippers -3.5. I just don't see the Lakers. Yeah, I think LeBron and AD can have good games, but I just feel like the Clippers is going to show who's the better team. I think they take care of business. So give me the Clippers -3.5. Give me Zubac over 9.5 rebounds. It's a little juice at -135. It's juice for a reason. Ever since he was traded by the Lakers to the Clippers, he always dogs them too. So I even lean his over points as well, over 12.5. I just feel like he's going to have a big game. And then a little revenge. Give me Russell Westbrook on limited minutes, over 12.5 points. I think even if he gets 20, 25 minutes, I think Russell Westbrook is going to get out there in transition. The Lakers can't run with him, and he's just going to get easy buckets up and down the court.
No Paul George for the second straight game, but they do have the claw Kawhi Leonard. He has been healthy this season, which you love to see. So
you saw his answer the other day. They were like,
no, what?
The reporter asked him, Kawhi, how come you being able to play so many games this year? He was like, I ain't tear my MCL, my ACL, or my meniscus. Like straight up, just like that. Like raw dog.
They need to protect Kawhi at all costs.
Yeah, like straight like that. I was like, that's gangster, and it's true.
Yeah, I mean, you asked him a question, he's gonna answer it honestly. I'll start at 7:30. Give me Dallas -3 over Toronto. Dallas has been playing really good ball as well. A lot of speculation that Cleveland might retire Kyrie's number. That's very interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
What you mean? He will arguably the greatest shot in their history. One of the greatest shots ever in NBA history. What are you talking about?
One shot? You gonna get your number raised?
Shot. Dill. Wait.
Hold on.
Wait,
I gotta
hold on.
Plays, bro.
Hold on, Dill. We're not about to sit up here and disrespect Kyrie Irving.
I'm not. Jersey. He's a legend.
Let's not do that, Dill. He had a tremendous career for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's not forget, Dill. He
also had a lot of bad years as well.
Absolutely, Dill. They were a bad team, but Dill, let's not do that.
And then who came?
The greatest player of all time.
Go.
And what happened? They took off.
Ring.
And who hit the shot? You can't front. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, if he doesn't block it, you can make the case they win by one. I think Kyrie hit one of the greatest shots in NBA history.
Or at least I've ever seen.
A lot of people say the Ray Allen game tie in Game 6 in Miami against the Spurs
was crazy.
In 2012, 2013. That was a nice one. But Kyrie Irving over Steph Curry after JR set the screen to get Klay Thompson away. People don't, you know what I'm saying? You got to break it down to them. You got to break it down to them. You know?
So Dallas, I'm gonna lay the 3 on the road against Toronto. Was leaning Scotty Barnes over 7.5 rebounds, but it got pushed to 8.5. Still leaned that. We'll go to the Kings and Denver game. Give me De'Aaron Fox over 5.5 assists. It's up to 6.5 right now. I think that's a very low number. I think the reason it was so low, he was on the injury list. With the knee contusion, but I think he's going to be fine. He's been incredible against the Nuggets in 3 games this season. He's averaged 11 assists, 8, 10, and 16. So I think he has a nice game against the Denver Nuggets here on the road. I agree. I'm going to go with Zubac over 9.5 rebounds. A little chalky, but he's played well in this matchup with 9 and 19 boards this season, while only playing 30 and 38 minutes in those games. So I think he could try and handle AD and get a lot of boards. So, if he gets 20 plus minutes, I do think he could get double digits rebounds. And I'll stay in that game. Norman Powell over 18.5 points. Like I said, no Paul George tonight. And on the season, he averages 13 points alongside Paul George. But in the 4 games without him, he's averaging 20 points per game. So you see a nice uptick. You see a nice uptick in usage as well. So over 18.5 points for Norman Powell. And this one was just for shits and giggles, just for a little one. Over 7.5 points first quarter for Kawhi Leonard. First quarter without Paul George in those games, last 4 games that Paul George hasn't played with Kawhi Leonard playing, 8 points against the Warriors, 10 points against the Mavs, 11 points against the Wizards, and 8 points against the Kings. He's gone over in 4 straight games without Paul George in the first. I think he could get 8 points in the first quarter against this Laker team. So over 7.5 first quarter points for
I like that, though, just because, when the Lakers came out against Phoenix on Sunday, they gave up 40 plus first quarter points. So I like that, though. I like that.
Elvis, let's get to it. Baseball. We are a month away. Spring training has started, has come and gone. Have you watched any of it? Have you bet on any spring training?
No, I haven't bet on spring training yet, Dill. Key word in that sentence. Yet. Yes. But definitely been trying to dabble in it, Got to see the Red Sox, how they look at, but, just gotta start seeing what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the Yankees? They won 22-11 the other day, so we're starting to see Yamamoto. He debuted today, 17 strikes on 19 pitches, struck out 3. I mean,
you saw Dodgers opening day?
Oh my! They look scary. It's so unfortunate. I mean, but they spend $1 billion in the free agency.
1.2.
Geez, imagine you had $1 billion to spend like that.
Shout out Magic Johnson.
Yeah. You remember I'm sorry, but you remember the interview? I think it was the Clippers' old owner. He said, "What's this guy Magic do? He has AIDS." You remember that? I forgot. I gotta get that in. I gotta get that. Holy shit! You look for that.
I ain't looking for nothing.
Oh
Shout
my
out Magic
God.
Johnson. Shout out my boy Irvin, bro.
Yeah, shout out Magic. But no, we'll start with the AL East. We're a month away from opening day. We'll each episode we'll go through each division on Saturday. We'll go through the AL Central and therefore we'll just keep knocking it down. AL West, and then we'll hit the NL. But let's start in the AL East, one of the best divisions. They had 3 playoff teams last season. We got some good teams this season as well. New York Yankees lead it at plus 145 to win the division. You got the Baltimore Orioles at 2-1. They won it last season. A bunch of young talent on that team. Got it, the Toronto Blue Jays in third at plus 475. The Tampa Bay Rays coming in at fourth with plus 700 to win the division. And then your Red Sox at plus 1,300, 13-1. Well, I guess we'll start with, your just overall view on the AL East and I guess your expectations for, each team or for anything for the AL East. What do you got?
I'll tell you what, I feel like the AL East last year overachieved. You saw Tampa, very good team. Toronto, mediocre through times. Red Sox, 80-win club. Baltimore Orioles fucking took off. Shout out to Baltimore. They deserves it as the fan base. I feel like it was a long time coming, but Yankees as well. They had a good season. I understand they had no postseason success, but it is what it is. It's been like that for 15 plus years now. Deal with it. But I just feel like the ALC East as a whole was a complete powerhouse last season, Dill. And I think this season they're gonna regress. So I'm gonna just start my plays with that, Dill. I'm gonna just go with win totals for the whole division. Let's just start there, Dill. Yankees, give me the under. Under 94.5 wins. Don't get me wrong, they're loaded. As a Red Sox fan, I have to admit, best Yankee team I've seen in about 10 years. I gotta admit, it's very, very good fucking team. But I just don't see them able to put it together like that and win 95 plus games. Can they? Absolutely. Will they? I doubt it, Dill. So give me the under 94.5 wins for the Yankees. Baltimore. Like I said, Dill, they had such a tremendous season last season. I didn't expect it. Loaded young talent, Dill. They're not going to repeat it. Will they probably still make the playoffs? Maybe. Are they going to still be a very good team? Absolutely. But to win 90 plus games, over 89.5, Dill, I don't like it. Give me the under 89.5 wins, Dill. Can they get to 88? Absolutely. Can they get to 94? Absolutely, Dill. But I'm going to bet the under. I just never in my life have Baltimore has been great for 2 seasons back to back. I don't think I'm going to witness it just yet. Give me Baltimore under 89.5 wins. Still, last season, this cash for me, I said it. It's the same over-under. Red Sox, 79.5. Still, I got to go over, though. We're going to win at least 80, 81 games. We're a 500 team. We're all right. We're all right. We're a middle-of-the-pack team. At the end of the day, the AL East is one of the best divisions in baseball. We're going to still be a solid team. We're just not in the hunt for the division. Tampa Bay, Dill, another team. Pretty good last season. Still loaded with pitching. I like the pitching staff. But give me the under 84.5 wins, Dill. This is one team I feel like is going to drop back to reality. I understand a couple years ago, World Series push. Tampa's been solid the past couple years. I feel like they regress more than any other team in the division. Then Toronto, Dill. Toronto, to be honest, I feel like Toronto is the dark horse in the division, Dill. Toronto's been the quiet one out of these teams these past, 4 to 5 years, Dill. I think Vlad Guerrero Jr. could possibly lead this team to somewhere special. I'm gonna go over 87.5 wins, but not by much. I'm gonna say he goes somewhere around 88, 89, 90. I think Toronto is the dark horse for the AL East still.
So I got a whole AL East prediction, And it's a fun prop you could do. There are on certain books, and you can find it. I'm going to do the AL East to be the division with the most playoff teams at plus 220. Like I said, the AL East had 3 playoff teams, and so did the NL East. And I think those are the 2 best divisions right now in the market. But I do think the AL East might be better. Yankees, pains me to say this, but yeah, they're good. And I think the Red Sox are going to be formidable. I honestly think they're a little better than I think they're better than a lot of people think. So I think 4 teams could actually get it. I don't think no other division has more than 2 teams with those chances of getting in. So, it might be a little chalky, but I do like the AL East. It was like a fun, nice little bet before I get into each team. But AL East to be the division with the most playoff teams at plus 220. I got it over at BetMGM, but no free shout out. But you can find all odds on that book or any other book. Now for the Yankees. They made some changes. They got Trent Grisham. Obviously, they got Juan Soto. They got Alex Verdugo, your boy, Marcus Stroman.
Stop talking.
They lost Luis Severino, Michael King, Kyle Hashigaga. I'm going to go under 93.5 wins at minus 110. I do believe the Yankees are loaded. They have a lot of upside, especially in that lineup. But I feel like a lot has to go right to win 94, 95 games, especially in that division. Good health is not guaranteed, especially when Aaron Judge has a history of being injured. And the Yankees are basically counting on Juan Soto to be the engineer of this offense to turn it around. They ranked 29th in batting average and 27th on base percentage last season. They finished last season 89 and 73, which seems a lot closer to reality for a competitive division. So I think the Yankees will be good, but they're banking on a lot to be right to have 94, 95 wins. So I'm going to go under. I agree with you on the New York Yankees. Let's go to the Orioles. Now, I do like the Orioles a lot. I'm so happy for that fan base. They had a lot of losing seasons, and, it's finally starting to turn things around. They have a good farm team. They went out and got Corbin Burns. They went out and got Craig Kimbrell as well. But they have this kid, and I'm going to take him, Jackson Holliday, to win AL Rookie of the Year at plus 300. Like I said, they just have one of the best farm systems, and I just think they can't wait for his number to be called because, I think opening day roster is still not set, but I think Jackson Holliday is going to be he's going to be a strong competitor in that rookie race. Evan Carter of the Texas Ranger, he's the betting favorite to win or he did win it last season for the Texas Ranger AL Rookie of the Year, but Jackson Holliday is the number 1 prospect in the world. I just think the Orioles are going to have to find a way to get him some reps this season.
And by the way, people, if you don't know, that's Matt Holliday's little brother.
Exactly. And he's a second baseman. They need a second baseman. They they got rid of Adam Frazier last season as well. So they're going to have him playing either second, shortstop, Gunnar Henderson. He's their guy. He'll play either wherever Jackson Holliday plays, Gunnar Henderson will play the other side of the infield. So he also gets a lot of prospects off of that leadoff role. On a team filled with young, talented players, I think everyone should get to know Jackson Holliday as one of their players because I think he will win AL Rookie of the Year. So that's going to be my bet for the Orioles. Now let's go to the Toronto Blue Jays. I think they're a very interesting team.
Mm-hmm.
They got Justin Turner. They lost Brandon Belt. They lost Matt Chapman. They lost Hyun-Jin Ryu. They lost Whit Menfield. They lost Jordan Hicks. They lost some people. But one guy that I liked, and I've always liked him, give me Jordan Romero to lead the regular season in saves at 20-1. I think that's just an outrageous price. They didn't have the greatest offseason, and I just think the Blue Jays are better than what the market suggests. This team is used to winning, and I think they will win in 2024. That is, I do think they get into the playoffs. Yeah. I think you can get that at plus money as well. And, I think they're going to be in a lot of close games, and that just gives Jordan Romero plenty of opportunities to get a lot of saves. He had 2 previous 36 season saves. He went along with 2 All-Star selections. He finished top 5 in saves the last 2 seasons. And Romero, let's not forget, he was the leader in saves in late June of 2023. So he led AL in saves deep into the summer of 2022 as well. You know, a lot of people project him to be in the top 5, but at 20-1, I think he could get 37, 38 saves. I think he could do it, man. So 20-1, Jordan Romero as the saves leader for the Toronto Blue Jays. Now let's go to the Tampa Bay Rays. This is an interesting team, I think. You know, a team that very well run. They have great pitching. Yeah. They're always run well. I'm going to take them to get into the playoffs at plus 120. You know, can they keep getting away with it? I think that's the biggest question we got to ask. You know, they how many wins did they have last season? 86. They finished with 86 wins. I think they're a top 10 hitting club. Look at how they opened the season. They went on like a 21-3 game stretch where they were just busting out wins, and they kind of fell off a little bit. Wander Franco, don't think he'll ever play in the MLB again, but that's very unfortunate because regardless of all the stuff that he's involved with, the kid can fucking play baseball. But I don't know. I think look at it. 2019, they made the playoffs. They were plus 230. 2021, they were plus 110 to make the playoffs. They made it. 2022, minus 225, they made it. And last season, minus 185, and they made it. Think this season at plus 120. I understand that the division has gotten better, but man, plus 120, you're giving me on a well-run organization. Yeah, give me the Rays to make the playoffs. And then last team, interesting prop I found, but I just don't see it happening. Longest losing streak for the Boston Red Sox under 6.5 games at plus 105. Can't you just picture an episode of the Netflix series of the documents of the Red Sox dealing with an extended skid? You know, you've heard about the documentary that they're dealing with the Red Sox in this season. So I'd be surprised if the Red Sox allow this to get on tape, allow this to, go on a big skid of 7 games. They've had losing seasons, but I just think the Red Sox aren't a team that dropped too many games in a row. They haven't lost more than 6 consecutive games since 2020 when they lost 9 straight during 50-game season. It marked just the second time since 2016 that Boston posted this big of a losing streak. So, I get it. AL might be one of the best divisions in baseball, but the new scheduling format in 2023 does make things a little more balanced. So I think they could stop the bleed. Yes, they might go on 2-3 game losing streaks, but like I said, they haven't lost 7 games in a row since 2020. At plus money, I like that play as well. So give me under 6.5 losing. It's announced longest losing streak under 6.5 games at plus 105 for the Boston Red Sox. What do you think, Ken?
Dill, we're not. Can we lose 7 straight? Yes. Will we? Absolutely not, Dill. My biggest concern is our pitching. Can our pitching live up? I feel like we haven't had a great pitcher rotation since, honestly, our World Series run in 2018, Dill, to be honest. I feel like our pitching staff haven't been up to par. Our bats last season kind of was quiet. Xander Bogaerts and everybody kind of fell off a little bit. My boy Rafael Devers, he's still a monster, but I feel like our bats kind of slipped down. So I just feel...
I do like you guys got Tyler O'Neill from the Cardinals. He's a nice outfielder. Vaughn Grisham, second baseman. He's cool. And you did get a pitcher, Lucas Giolito. He's okay. You did lose Chris Sale, legend, James Paxton, Adam Duvall, Justin Turner, and Alex Verdugo. But
the only person I wanted to keep was Turner and Verdugo. Everybody else are kind of washed, especially in the pitching staff. Chris Sale haven't been good since I don't know when.
Speaking of Kurt, our buddy Kurt's a Braves fan, and he went to the Braves, and he thinks he could have a resurgent year over in Atlanta. So we'll see. Hopefully he can stay healthy because I think that was the big bugaboo for Chris Sale. It was he continued to get injured, and that's what kept him off the mound.
Off a bike.
Yeah. So, Yeah, that's it. Anything else to for the AL East?
Yeah, Dale. I'm gonna give you a few props for the AL East. Let's start with the Yankees. Dale, give me main reason I took this prop, Dale, like you said earlier. With Aaron Judge, is he gonna stay healthy? I think the main reason, one of the main reasons they got Juan Soto is to bring in Aaron Judge from the outfield. I understand he's got a great arm. He's pretty good defensively, Dale, but we want to limit him from getting injured as much as possible. So I feel like Aaron Judge, maybe not more than half, but at least 60 to 80 games, he's going to be a DH still. Give me Aaron Judge over 43.5 home runs still. We know when he's healthy, he's liable to lead the league. I feel like he's going to be healthy more than not. So I think he could get anywhere from 48 to 50 plus home runs still. Give me Aaron Judge over 43.5 home runs at minus 113. With the Orioles, give me Aiden Rutschman over 19.5 home runs at minus 106. I understand he's not, power hitter like that, Dill, but at the end of the day, 19.5, Dill, at the end of the day, I feel like he could get the job done with Baltimore. Give me the over 19.5 home runs. Tampa Bay, give me Tyler Glosson over 175.5 strikeouts still. I think he gets the job done. Like you said, Tampa's one of the best things they're known for is their pitching staff, and Tyler's one of the best pitchers in the MLB. If he stays healthy, I think he goes over 200, Dill. At least 190. At least 190, Dill. And then with Toronto, last prop, Kevin Gausman, Dill. He had a tremendous season last season. I understand he only had 12 wins, people, but he had 237 Ks. His over-under sitting at 215.5. Dill, give me the under. I think he still has a pretty good season, has a lot of Ks, but to, duplicate what he did last season, you tell me he's going to go over 215.5? I think he could around 200, Dill. But to have back-to-back season at such a high strikeout number, Dill, I just don't see it.
I got some extra plays as well. I sprinkled a little a few months ago, actually January 25th. I took Aaron Judge at plus 400 to lead the league in home runs. Like I said, I think the biggest issue for Judge is his ability to stay healthy. Yeah, that's the biggest question mark. He only played 106 games last season, but he still nearly hit 40 home runs. And despite the narrative being that Judge is always injured, he played 157 games in 22 and 148 in 2021. So Judge, the last time he missed, last year, he missed a bit with the freak injury. He crashed into the outfield trying to make a catch. I think if he could avoid significant time, I think Judge is going to be right there to lead the league in home runs. So I agree there. I took that. Strikeout leader, Kevin Gausman. I got it same date, January 25th. I got Kevin Gausman at 14-1 to lead the league in strikeouts. I'm a big Kevin Gausman fan. I think he's
nice still. He's nice.
I don't want to say top 5 because that's pushing it, but he's definitely a top 10 pitcher in the league, in my opinion. I was on him last season to have the most strikeouts, and he definitely served as a contender, and I think he earns that status again in 2024. He finished second in strikeouts last season, and he's projected to finish third this season. I don't know about third, but, he finished with the third most strikeouts per 9 innings of most qualified pitchers. And I think if he could reach 200 plus innings in 2024, I think he's going to be another challenge for that contender. So strikeout leader, Kevin Gausman at 14-1. I think that has some value. And then the last one, I took Tampa Bay Rays over 85 wins at minus 110. Like I said, the Rays opened up on an absolute tear. They won 31 of their first 38 games. They reached the All-Star break with the second best record, 58-35. And, then in the second half of the season, they ran into some injuries, but they still finished 99-63. I think they're a 90-win ball club. I think this is an extremely low number for a ball club that, like I said, is really run well. Outside of the COVID year, they've gone over this number in 5 straight seasons, and 9 of its last 13 seasons, they've been over 95-win ball club. I guess there's only a few questions I have with this team. Wander Franco, that's probably never going to happen. And then, they trade away Tyler Glass now, and they get rid of that $25 million salary. I've also heard Randy Arozarena in trade talks. I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger, but this is a really good team. They're coached well, and they have the opportunity to return most of their players. I got to see what other moves this team makes in the offseason. But, as of right now, I don't think we're going to get a better number. 85 wins for the Rays win total. I think they're a 92 team, 93 win ball club. Maybe not 99 like they did last year, but they're definitely a 90 win ball club. So I'm going to go over for the Rays as well and for them to make the playoffs. Anything else for the Diamond before we get up out of here, kid?
Nah, Dill. I just hope, I like the energy you brought to the Red Sox. You think they're going to be all right? I hope so. I hope they overachieve, Dill. I hope, because last year was pitiful. I'm not saying we need to make a championship run. All I'm saying is it'll be nice to get back into the playoffs still. That's what I would like to see.
Now, are you excited about the Red Sox documentary that they're going to be doing?
No.
You don't want attention.
I don't want none of that, though. It sounds like what's the NFL one?
Quarterback?
Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it basically is. They're following you around the team, around the year.
I don't want that.
I know.
Especially if it's throughout the year. If you tell me it was just for March, at least to
or for the All-Star break,
or the first few games of the season, first series or two. All right, cool. But throughout the season, get them away from me.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much. That's going to do it for this Wednesday edition of the Dream Wager. We'll see you guys on Saturday. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, like I said, we'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll take care of the AL Central. We'll have more NBA plays as well. Hopefully some NFL and NBA news as well. So make sure you guys follow along our social media, X and Instagram at the Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes if you missed any, wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live every Wednesday afternoon and Saturday morning on YouTube, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a rating, give us a review, leave in the comments on who you like this upcoming baseball season. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe. Well, we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.